is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and to let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more.
So just got back from the grocery store. We are going to do our meal prep for the week. Part of the diet and staying motivated is making sure we have good healthy food to eat. And I found that if we prep for the week now, it makes it a lot easier to come home from a long day at work and make a good healthy dinner. So got everything set out and we're going to go ahead and start that meal prep now. Okay, so cleared a little bit of the mess away. Just kind of give us a little bit more room, put some of the stuff that doesn't need prepping into the fridge, get it out of the way. First thing we're going to start with is our vegetables, then we'll move to the meat. That way we can, minimize the amount of cross-contamination we've got. I like to trim up my vegetables and then I will save the trimmings because we have a herd of tortoises that live in our basement for the winter and it makes for good tortoise feed. So I'm going to start with the broccoli. We're going to trim all that out. And again, I'm not going to throw any of this stuff away, so if you think I'm being wasteful with the way I'm trimming, it's primarily to give those tortoises a little bit of extra food for their week. And in a later video, we'll talk about how we feed the tortoises and what it's like taking care of them in an urban setting. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop the heads off of these and real quick. I like to keep them, decent bite-sized pieces, not chopped down too much. I find that I don't like it as much when there's more stock than top. I'm just gonna put this in our Ziploc bag and we'll save that for the tortoises later. And some of it's gonna end up on the floor. Going for the tortoises. So we got 3 things of broccoli for the week. I'll use it for stir fries and just to eat raw with some ranch dressing or just by itself. Broccoli is one of my favorite vegetables. Loved it since I was a little kid. I used to get upset at my parents for taking the broccoli off my plate. Just call it my trees, don't eat my trees. Alright, we're going to do some peppers now. I like to use lots of fresh peppers and stuff in my cooking. Again, with stir fries and the different things we do. So we're going to cut these up and we'll save some of it for the tortoises, but mostly I clean these pretty well and there's very minimal waste. So the beans and stuff, I'll try and get the seeds off. We'll throw everything but the seeds to the tortoises. I don't like the veins, I find them bitter. So we often just get rid of those. And what I'll do now is the way I clean them, leave very little seeds in there. Makes it easy to do the rest of it. That'll go right into the container. And this really eliminates a lot of the time I have to spend during the week prepping, so I can come home and throw together a real quick meal. Not take very long at all. Can do what would normally take an hour, I can do in about 20-30 minutes in the middle of the week. Do our red peppers. And get rid of those seeds. And for the tortoises. And no, I'm not just throwing this stuff on the floor. I got a garbage can over here. Try and keep things clean. Tortoises can eat the seeds, but I find they make a mess. Like when tortoises eat them, they don't digest them. They just poop out whole seeds all over the place. So I try and just get rid of those.
First rays of the sun hit the fresh green leaves.
Our red peppers. Now we will do yellows. About the only vegetable I do daily is the onions, because if you cut up onions and put them in the fridge, they stink up the whole fridge. So I'm gonna finish cleaning this stuff up and come back in a minute, kind of show you the full how we do the meat. Okay, we've got our vegetables all cut up and prepared and put in our locked containers. Next we're going to do our meat prep. So what we got here is we've got some bottom round steak, thin cut. We got some pork tenderloin, got some ground beef, got some pork sausage, and we've got 8 chicken breasts. So this will be enough for roughly 16 meals. So we'll go ahead and divide this up. Really, most of the cutting will be done day of, because I'll put all this in Ziploc bags and then I'll put it into the freezer. And then the night before, I will usually pull the meat out of the freezer and put it in the fridge. That way it has time to de-thaw. And that usually works pretty good. Keeps everything nice and fresh and everything. So when I do this, I'm going to try and have one clean hand, one dirty hand, and I'm not going to zip the bags until I'm all done. That way I can go ahead and wash my hands and then zip a clean bag. So let's get to it. So I'll take and I'll fold these in half, and there should be 4 of them in here, so 2 for a meal. Oh, I forgot to open all my Ziploc bags. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick, and then I'll open all the Ziploc bags. I'm actually gonna hand them over to my handy assistant. I'll let her do that. Alright, so that's basically it. I'm gonna wash my hands and go ahead and seal all this up. and then we'll just put it in the freezer. Okay, so this is all the meat sealed up and packaged, and all the vegetables ready and the tortoise food ready. So this is kind of where we're gonna end it for tonight. Go ahead and put all this in the freezer, and we're ready for the week. This will make meal prep every night a lot easier. Thanks for joining me.